It is said that education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. In an endeavor to prove these words true and to shed some light on today's topic of education and opportunities, I, Navneet Kaur, representing the Dasmesh Global School Bargari, would like to greet all the dignitaries, principals, judges, my dear fellow contestants, and everyone else gathered over here a very good afternoon. For being able to understand what opportunities and advantages education can provide, we first must fathom out what this term education truly stands for. However, it is very difficult to give one single definition of this term because different thinkers and philosophers will come up with widely distinct interpretations on their own. In narrower sense of term, education means the giving and receiving of systematic instructions, especially to a school or a university. In broader sense, however, education means the process of development from infancy to maturity. It begins at birth, continues throughout the life till death, from womb till tomb as they call it. In this sense, one's whole life becomes the real source of education. So, education is life, and life in itself is education. And living in today's dynamic world, which is constantly changing, improving, developing, the significance of education in an individual's life cannot be denied. Education is a crucial aspect of personal as well as professional development. In terms of personal development, education can help an individual become more informed and gives them the opportunity to explore themselves. It helps them in developing their creativity and problem-solving skills, which are necessary to succeed in any path. Moving on to the professional development, I would like to mention, or rather point out the fact that we all are living today in hopes of a good home, a good lifestyle, a good financial status, and many other things like that. And we all know what the key to our dreams is. A good income, a high salary, right? Well, a good education is known to help individuals earn higher salaries because a higher education, along with experience, is often a prerequisite for many high-paying jobs and can thus open up many job opportunities. Talking about the influence that education has on the social aspect of people's life, I would like to imply that people today are quite aware and comfortable talking about pressing social issues and other injustices. This can be attributed to the increased access of education around the world, which has made our today's society more accepting and open-minded. As more people are getting educated day by day, more awareness is being spread about certain issues, and this is one of the biggest opportunities that education can provide. Education is equally important in the economic development of a country. A well-educated population is productive and innovative, which leads to economic growth and prosperity. You may question, are these the only opportunities that education can provide? Are these the only advantages that you were talking about earlier? Well, let me clear that there are far too many, but unfortunately, the time limit. So, I would just like to end this by saying and quoting President Barack Obama that you may want to be a doctor or a teacher or a police officer, or you may want to be a lawyer or an architect or a member of military. It doesn't matter. But one thing is for certain, that you are going to need a good education for every single one of those careers. Thank you and have a marvelous day.
Is not just economic growth, but the growth that would improve the life of a common man. Good afternoon, everyone. I pay my sincere regards to our distinguished judges, eminent principals, and all the dignitaries present over here. Today, I, Sukhmanveer from class 9th, representing Dasmesh Global School Bargari, would like to take this opportunity to enlighten you more about the scenario of Indian economy. It is said that the only way to describe the future is to shape it. As Gordon Gibbons had commented, that the winds and the tides always favor the ablest navigators. So, what is India's future? And is the Indian leadership taking advantage of the favorable winds and the supporting tides? The winds of increased global integration, creating new opportunities of favorable demographic profile, and the tide of a BPO surge and the momentum of the new ICE economy. It is now well recognized that India has registered the fastest growth among all the major democracies of the world, having maintained over 7% growth. Do you know India's GDP has reached $3.75 trillion in 2023 from around $2 trillion in 2014, moving India from 10th largest to 5th largest economy in the world. India is now being called a bright spot in the global economy. Though India has always been an agrarian economy, there has been an impressive growth in the industrial sector as well, fueled by sectors such as manufacturing, construction, and infrastructure. A significant driver of India's economic growth, the service sector, IT and IT-enabled services industry has played a crucial role in putting India on the global digital map. The government has undertaken several structural reforms to create a more business-friendly environment. Initiatives like the Goods and Services Tax, GST, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, IBC, and the push for digitalization have aimed to streamline business processes, enhance tax compliance, and attract investment. The present Indian government has undertaken various efforts to improve the economy and create a favorable environment for future growth. Self-Reliant India campaign, launched in 2020, this initiative aims to promote domestic manufacturing, reduce the reliance on imports, and boost exports. Digital information. The government has been actively promoting digitalization to enhance efficiency and transparency in various sectors. Initiatives like Digital India, Unified Payment Interface UPI, and BharatNet aim to provide digital connectivity, promote e-governance, and facilitate digital finance transactions. Startup promotions. The government has taken significant steps to promote startups and entrepreneurships in India. Initiatives like Startup India, and funding support through schemes like Funds for Startups, FFS, aims to create a vibrant startup ecosystem, foster innovation, and generate employment opportunities. To conclude, I would like to say that India has reached a critical mass. Now India cannot afford to limit the realization of a better tomorrow to be deterred by the doubts of today, but it must move forward with strong and active faith. Thank you.
We are prisoners of our own making, enslaved by our own desires and shackled by our own fears. Greetings to the honorable principals, esteemed panel of judges, and all our distinguished attendees. Today, I, Agamdeep Singh, stand before you to represent Dasmesh Global School Bargari and to shed light on the topic, Prisoners of the Modern World. Wow, I got 200 likes, and I'm about to reach 1,000 followers. Just give me a minute, I'm busy with my phone. So, how would you feel if someone kept talking to you while constantly looking at their phone? Obviously, you won't feel good, but that is what most of us end up doing. We prefer seeing a pretty picture on Instagram rather than seeing the person right in front of us. We want new apps, new softwares, new experiences, and new everything. Yet we forget to make old memories. I still remember the days when I used to get all the attention of my friends and family. But now, texting has replaced all the interactions that make us human. And the reason behind this is none other than smartphones. So let's just picture this. I once asked a friend, "Hey, let's meet up." And then he said, "All right, at what time you want to FaceTime?" It's kind of ironic, right? How these touch screens can make us lose touch. However, this is nothing unexpected in a world filled with iMacs, iPads, and iPhones. Now, whenever I'm with my friends, they're all completely engrossed in their phones, either stressing out over their number of likes and followers or adding more filters to their photographs. I would rather just say I'm sitting alone. No one today has got the time to share their feelings. An emoji in the captions is supposed to say everything. Even now, many of you would be thinking, "Oh, I can't wait to play that game. I can't wait to post about that on social media." It's a shame to see how low we have fallen that we can't get our phones out of our minds for a single moment. This is true addiction. It's not too late when there will come a time when addiction centers for our phones are in greater demand than those for alcohol. But let me tell you, you have a choice. Either take control or be controlled. Say to yourself, "No longer do I want to spoil a precious moment by recording it with a phone. I'm just going to live them. I don't have to take a picture of all my meals. I'm just going to eat them." Moreover, the perfect smartphone would say, "Hey, watch out on the road." The perfect smartphone would say, "Hey, inconsiderate, your Starbucks coffee has been lying empty for the past 45 minutes and someone needs a seat." The perfect smartphone would say, "Get off Facebook and put your face into a book." With this mindset, we can all aspire for a world where we smile and our phones have low batteries. Thank you.
At different phases of your life, your priorities will shift, but your values, they will always be there to guide you. Greetings to all the high authorities, principals and judges present here. Today I, Ekam Josing Kokar from class 8A, represents Dasmesh Global School Bargari with my topic, Reflective Values in Our Lives. A value. What is it? What does it tell about us? Our values define our behaviors, goals, success, life satisfaction, and self-direction. Our values must be humanity, kindness, love, respect, care, friendship, brotherhood, and curiosity. And I need your curiosity to listen to my words. The notion of a reflective value is kind of regulative idle in the sense that it represents the ways in which our values might be improved as we take our value commitments to guide us appropriately and we take these commitments to be our reflective values. They play two important roles in our lives. They serve as action guiding goals and they also function as standards of justification for other value commitments and for general reflection on how our lives are going. Our reflective values include life satisfaction, self-direction, social relationships, and moral ends. Our values reflect what is important to us in our lives. Therefore, values are also referred as personal guiding principles or life goals. Individual values reflect how you show up in your life, the specific needs, the principles we live by, and all the things that we consider important for our self-interest. Values are the fundamental core beliefs that guide your behaviors and goals and help you measure your overall success in your life. For many people, values begin in childhood as the parents teach them some of what they think to be the most important values. Understanding that other people believe in a different set of values that guide them toward different decisions may help you better understand that their values may be different from yours, but they can be right for them. Almost every culture and society has a certain set of values which are inculcated in an individual ever since they are young. Despite the stark differences in our cultures and societies, there are certain values which are common to every person, like the values of humanity, kindness, love, respect, care, friendship, and brotherhood. I consider that human world should coexist without any hate or animosity, and if every individual in this world holds strongly to all these above values, then life would be much more peaceful. But now, people are forgetting their values that were taught to them by their parents and teachers, and without values, life is meaningless. There is no meaning to live in life without values. And we shall remember that values are like lighthouses. They are signals giving you direction, meaning, and purpose in your lives. Thank you.
A child, gifted and talented, may not always be good grades in school, but a different way of looking at the world and learning. A fantabulous morning to all the luminary personalities joining us right now. I, Navya, student of class 5C, take the privilege to be on my feet in sight of all of you to articulate my sentiments regarding the topic Vision of New Education Policy 2020. Let's make it a count. Education is fundamental for achieving full human potential, developing an equitable and just society, and promoting national development. Indeed, with a quickly changing employment landscape and global ecosystem, it is becoming increasingly critical that children not only learn, but more importantly, learn how to learn. Education thus must move towards less content and more towards learning about how to think critically and solve problems, and how to be creative and multidisciplinary, and how to innovate, adapt, and absorb new materials in novel and changing fields. Pedagogy must evolve to make education more experiential, holistic, integrated, inquiry-driven, discovery-oriented, discussion-based, learner-centered, flexible, and of course, enjoyable. Education must build our character, enable learners to be ethical, rational, compassionate, and caring, while at the same time, it prepares them for gainful and fulfilling employment. This National Education Policy 2020 is the first education policy of the 21st century and aims to address the many growing developmental imperatives of our country. This National Education Policy envisions an education system rooted in Indian ethos that contributes directly to transforming India, that is Bharat, substantially into an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high-quality education to all and thereby making a global knowledge superpower. The policy emphasizes that the curriculum and pedagogy of our institutions must develop among the students with a deep sense of respect towards fundamental duties and constitutional values, bonding of one's country, and a cautious awareness of one's roles and responsibilities in a changing world. The vision of the policy is to instill among the learners a deep-rooted pride in being Indians, not only in thoughts but also in spirit, traits, intellect, as well as the developed knowledge, skills, values, and dispositions that support responsible commitments to human rights, sustainable development and living, and a global well-being, and thereby reflects a truly global citizen. As it is truly said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Thank you and have a delightful day.
In their life, not for lack of abilities or brains or even courage, but simply because they have never organized their energies around the goal. A very fantabulous morning to all the luminary personalities joining us right now. I, announcing student of class 6A, takes the privilege to be on my feet, in the sight of all of you to articulate my sentiments regarding the topic ultimate goals of life. Let's make today count. People are confused. Should we aim for achievement, success, fame, money, wealth, or should we just leave achievement and aim for fulfillment, for contentment, for being fully satisfied? Can you tell me what does achievement do? Well, I tell you, it gives us success, money, and creates stress, worry, anxiety, and then disappointment to disgust and frustration. Therefore, achievement can never give us eternal happiness. So, people flip from achievement to fulfillment. They think if they give up desires, cravings, passions, they will live a life of fulfillment and contentment. But is it true? People living such lives lose their passion, motivation, inspiration, and they can't escape from triples of sufferings: pain of the body, misery of the mind, and agony of the ego. In fact, in the ancient days, achievement was known as rajasic or passionate, and fulfillment was known as tamasic or something that made us lazy. Ancient scriptures talked of being sattvic. Sattvic takes us to the ultimate goal, beyond achievement and beyond fulfillment, the ultimate peak of happiness, the ultimate goal of life is enlightenment. Therefore, we have to leave achievement. It's only momentary. We have to live fulfillment too. It is good but not the ultimate goal of life. The ultimate goal is eternal bliss, everlasting happiness, and it comes from enlightenment. By the way, you might be thinking, what's enlightenment? Let me tell you. It is to switch on the light within. It is to overcome the darkness of ignorance. We human beings have been indoctrinated with beliefs of our scriptures and religion. Therefore, we live and we die. We just follow the horse. We don't fly like a bird to explore the truth. And when we don't realize the truth, we live and we die. But we don't find out the answer to the question, who we are. We don't realize what is the purpose of our life. If you want to truly make the best of this gift called life, let us not drift in life of fulfillment and contentment, thinking that we are peaceful. No doubt achievement gives us pleasure and fulfillment will give us peace. But what is use of pleasure and peace if there is no purpose? Do you want a purpose for your life? If you want purpose, you need enlightenment. You need realization of the truth. Therefore, if you have a choice of achievement or fulfillment, I suggest you to drop the boat. Seek enlightenment. Pursue the ultimate goal of realization of the truth. Thank you.